All right, artists, so the next part of these collages is now I have my images. What do? Well, you actually cut them out roughly. So you can see, instead of having that big magazine page, I just roughly cut around the image. So I still have it. It's easier to manipulate. So you can see all these little things are cut out. Here is a example of that, right? I just rough cut out this guy right there. Okay, I can still usable. So you're just going to go through and find the things that you might want. Just kind of rough cut them out. Later we're going to fussy cut them out. So later we'll be doing some more cutting. Something like this, I might just kind of cut the car out, and that becomes a background. Okay, save those pieces. You could use them. This guy, this paper you can use is kind of like a backdrop to glue on. So once you do that, that was step 3. Step 4 is you kind of want to look at your images and see, what are some of the meanings that you could gather from them. Also, you want to think about scale and proportion. So, like for example here, I have a large jewel, but in person this would not be this large, right? This is zoomed in, enlarged, and then I have a person who is zoomed out and is small, and so me just putting her on top of there, it makes it seem like the proportion is off, and a lot of times surrealism plays with proportion. Maybe she wants to swim on a plate. The other thing, so you kind of want to group things, maybe things that you could go, okay, yeah, that works together because it's weird proportions. So let me see if I can find some other weird proportions. Here is a hand. So if I had something that was really large, that's normally really small, like this chair would be okay, but I'm not sure about that. But the chair is also another good like base that I could set something on. The fish could go on the chair. The hand could, the fish could go on the hand too. So I'm just kind of laying things out, and I want to think about their meaning as I'm going. So what does a fish mean? Does it mean prosperity, food, that kind of thing? What does a chair mean? What meanings could people have from these? Could a pepper grinder, could you also think about if you could turn things over? Could they have a different meaning? Could they be obscured a little bit? And I'm not seeing anything that really jumps out at me. So that means I need to go back to my magazines and find some more images to cut. So I'll go do that. Let's see. I do like this typewriter here. I wonder if I could be typing on the fish. So I'll try that. So once I kind of put some images together like this, I will try these 2 images, or these 2 little starts here. You're going to want a fussy cut, and fussy cut takes some determination. So it is important that you really pay attention to this, because fussy cutting is one of the things that will make or break your collage if you do it poorly. And so you want to go really slow. So let me find my small scissors. Here are my small scissors, and you should find the smallest and sharpest scissors you have available to you. Don't go out and buy anything. And I'm just going to cut out this fish for the beginning. So when I fussy cut, I always use the cutting hand, and I just keep the cutting hand kind of straight, and I turn the image. So when I do this, I also am cutting right here. I'm not cutting up here. If I cut up here, I am going to get, let's see here. If I cut with the tips of mine, I'm going to get this really rough cutted edge. See how rough that is? And I notice a lot of students don't really have very nice edges when they cut things, and that's, I think, because you're cutting using the tip. So you want to cut using this part here, and you're just squeezing the scissors together, and you're moving the non-cutting hand. And something like this fin, I'll probably skip over the first round and then go back. So here I go, cutting out, fussy cutting. So you see I'm cutting down here, not up here. And I'm moving the image as I go and keeping my scissors in the same spot. It takes a little practice, so maybe don't cut out the first image that you I'm sorry, don't cut out the smallest image that you have. Cut out the biggest image first and then kind of work your way smaller. This girl here floating, that's going to be really difficult. And so I'm just going to skip this fin for this moment. See how I just move the paper and I'm just continually opening and closing. And I'm going slow, taking your time, doing your best work, focusing, concentrating. I want to save this fish. So I'm just going to skip over that little fin for a minute. Actually just going to cut it like that. Okay, so that's a good start. Recycle that. Come back in here, going really slow, really detailed. Magazine is really thin, so it's going to cut or tear really easily. So be gentle. Okay, I got my fishy cut out, and maybe I want to be writing on the fish. Maybe? Do I want to slide him in there? Or he could be coming out. Oh, I like that idea. He could be coming out of the typewriter. So now I'm going to fussy cut this, and hopefully I am fast forwarding this for you guys. Okay, so I have this little typewriter that I want the fish to be kind of coming out of, sticking out of, just for fun. I think that that would be fun. And so I want to cut on that line kind of where the paper comes out. If you had an X-Acto knife, that would be the best thing. Don't try to use your scissors as like an X-Acto knife. One, you don't have anything protecting your desk, and two, that's not what they're meant for. I do not want you to get hurt. So you can do a little cut along some of the lines here, and when you glue it back together you won't notice. So I'm just going to cut here down to that line, and I'm going to cut over. So I'm just kind of cutting into the place that I want it to go. Okay, and then I can slide this in here. I can kind of play with it. I can put that, let me zoom in. There we go, that's better. I can put the little fin here, can kind of hook it there, or let's see which one I like better. Hook it here. Come on, little guy. I'll hook it there. Okay, he's coming out of the typewriter. maybe I want to figure out what else I could cut out of the typewriter, or think about the meaning of that. Like, what does it mean, a typewriter and a fish? Am I writing a story about a fish? Possibly. Fish has to do with food. Am I talking about something about food? So you're creating a story. Okay, that is number one, creating a story. And maybe I kind of have this guy up here. These are earrings, but I use jewelry a lot because it's really easy to use. But maybe if I could put a halo on him, he could be like a king, possibly. I could have him going through it. That would be really hard to cut out without an X-Acto knife, but I could have him going through it. So like this would go over around his neck. But I kind of just like that. And you might want to put it on top, at this point you might want to put it on top of your book here. Let me find mine. On top of your page and see what's going on. So I have not glued anything yet. But really having this background here just really helps. And let me zoom out. So looking at this now with the words here, it's very much more of a story with, there's typed words here and I have a typewriter, so that creates a connection. So you want to create connections and juxtapose images together. I do kind of like it in the center, although I really want to encourage you not to put things in the center. Maybe it would be better if he was down here. I feel like there should be something big over here. So I'm going to look through kind of my scraps and see what I have to put there. I might look through some more magazines, so stay tuned. So in my magazines, I found a clock that I really like. I'm not sure if it's the right colors, so I went searching for some more clocks. I found this one, which I really like, and I love the size. So again, thinking about size. And then I wanted something more to do with the fish. And so I was thinking about, look at this. What if I put some hot air balloons kind of pulling the fish out? So I'm just starting to create this narrative, this story. I will come back when I'm done and show you what I've got, because I don't feel like I should need to show you the whole thing. You've seen what we're going for. Some simple collages. Think about juxtaposing images, switching up perspective, and things that are close up and far away, switching up the size. And also when you're creating that narrative, maybe using objects in an unexpected way. And consider the background. Okay. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.